Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 340. We're missing. Okay, Sean's not here yet. He's watching the Knicks game, so I don't know. Go make fun of him for watching preseason.
What a waste of what a waste of time. The Knicks game.
Yeah, but we do have a special returning member. He saw the Best Buy stuff. He had to make an appearance on it.
He even put on a blue
Jordan
hoodie.
He the Super Mario hoodie actually.
I'm themed. I'm themed.
All right, good. We have Jordan Fringe back with us. Jordan, how are we doing?
I'm good. Glad to be back.
Good to see you, Jordan.
You know, I saw the Best Buy stuff, Jordan. I immediately thought like you're gonna have some problems. So
yeah, a couple few.
Good to have you here, so we could go over some of that. We have Josie. Josie's with us.
Yep.
Wi-Fi holding up okay over there?
Yeah, supposedly it's fixed and it's like 20 upload speed now, so it should be really good.
Yeah, you should be good. We're doing all that then. Very good. Very good.
20.
That's better than 0.20 that you used to have.
We had the Wi-Fi people come here, and there's something wrong with the cable.
The Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Were they in suits and they just didn't say much? They just kind of like looked at things.
No, like the Cox people, you know, like that. The
What
Wi-Fi
people?
It's a Wi-Fi service.
What? Who'd you say? What people?
Cox Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi service.
I can say that it's a Wi-Fi. It's the name of the service.
No problem. Go ahead.
It's the Wi-Fi service.
I don't know what's going on.
Just assume you're like lagging out or something. Okay. Josie's here though. Good to have Josie. We have MVG.
Hello. It's great to be here.
Good to have MVG rolling along here, and Evan.
Yep.
Evan's with us. All right, cool. So we actually quite a bit happened this week. We had a new console that was announced. We had the big deal finally close after 20 months. Actually, the saga has come to a close, and a lot of comments made, and it seems like even Bobby Kotick on the way out by the end of this year. So some shakeups there in Activision, and Disney might be getting involved with some video game stuff. We'll see. And Jordan, like I said, I had to bring you on because of the Best Buy stuff. Some mixed reports, and then we have it confirmed that they're at least moving away from movies, but who knows? Maybe games will be next. We'll see. And we're also going to do some of our Metacritic predictions for Spider-Man 2 and Mario, since that is this week. We also found out the voice actor for Mario. Like I said, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to go over here. We do also have a sponsor tonight. That is Factor. Stay tuned later on so you can hear more about Factor meals. Let's Evan, did you want to throw one of the Discord questions our way here in a second?
Yeah, I can take a look.
Grab one. You
see
can
if I can find one.
Pick one from the bin. Of course, you can submit Discord questions over on the Spawncast network. That is patreon.com/Spawncast. We have a bunch of shows over there. They're a lot of fun to go over. The Nintendo show. We got the Xbox show. Ask a Developer going up here soon. Party Animals. All kinds of randomness over there. But you can also submit questions for different shows as well as the Spawncast here. So make sure you check that out. It is linked down below. SpawnCastNetwork.com. You want to hit us with one of those questions, Evan?
We'll go with, does Microsoft have to touch anything with the Series S now that the PS5 Slim, or I guess the next PS5 digital edition, took the price point out of the equation?
Oh, you mean, because it's because the Slim, which we'll get into here, is $450. So it's already going, yeah, because they technically raised the floor to $50. I feel like Microsoft's going to leave that Series S at $300 based on their leaked documents. So I think they're pretty comfortable with where they are with the Series S. So
I think it's a great entry point too. I think taking that away would be more negative than positive.
Yep, I'd agree. They went up to $350 with the 1 terabyte model, but it sounds like when the next, like the revision comes up, they're going to go back to $300 at the 1 terabyte model. I think so. They should have that worked out. But they are right there in like you said, the entry level price point, Josie. So I think they're in a good spot there. Why don't we start with the PS5, the PS5 Slim that's coming out apparently next month. So this was rumored earlier this year by Tom Henderson over on Inside Gaming, where he went over the idea of not only a refined, a slim PS5, but also the PlayStation Portal. And he discussed the idea of a PlayStation 5 Pro. So the Slim was just kind of dropped out of nowhere this week. They just dropped the press release, and here it is. It is indeed that shell that was leaked out online, where the person seemed to have it and they were kind of looking over it, and it has the detachable disk drive. The floor price does go up to $450, and they introduced a vertical stand for $30, which is a choice. I'll say that on their part. And we've had some mock-ups. It does appear to be a considerable amount smaller, enough to notice if it was right next to the PlayStation 5. It's also lighter. So what do we think about this thing? I'm not really sure why someone would upgrade to it if they already have the PS5, unless they really like the look of it. But there were definitely mixed opinions on this one.
I just love how Sony keeps stealth dropping these price increases without really saying anything. And this is just another example of it.
This was a finesse too, because they have the floor went up to $450 for the digital, and they technically removed the vertical horizontal stand and just left the horizontal kickstand looking thing in there, and then the vertical stand is now $30. But if you want the detachable disc drive, it's $80. So if you want a digital edition PS5 that can stand up and then take discs down the road, it's $560. Yes. Okay. I think I got everything.
Bringing DLC to the physical medium.
It was cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. I'm sorry, you just said finesse, so I had to say that.
Hey, that was it was MG's right. It was stealth. They did a lot of stuff to make the price still look kind of the same, because it's $500 for the disc-based one, just like the one leaving, and it goes up to 1 terabyte technically, so they can kind of point at that. But I don't know if that jump in terms of storage is necessarily worth it when you can buy a 1 terabyte NVMe for $50 now. So I don't know about this one. I don't really see a reason to upgrade to it. I guess soon you won't have a choice because they are discontinuing the current one. What do you think of the look of this thing? 4 panels, I believe here. There's like the top ones are glossy,
Half
by the way.
gloss, half matte.
Why is it glossy?
Why not
Who is
make it
doing
bad?
that?
The Gloss Patrol.
Who is saying this needs to be gloss? I thought we got out of that. Like
Vaseline fans. Sorry.
glossy plastic though. I just don't see it.
People that like laminators. You ever remember laminators?
Yeah.
People like laminating everything. I used to laminate my flashcards, makes them easier to. You know what I'm like? So yeah, that's the deal. You got to make it glossy. That
would immediately get replaced with any kind of matte plastic because of course they'll sell those separately. I think it's $55 for the shells on those, but I don't really get the appeal of glossy plastic.
It just looks like a 3/4 size PS5, John. Like it's got the same look about it. Like there's not really anything special about its aesthetic. In fact, there's nothing really special about this revision. I mean, it's exactly the same. There's really. I mean, there may be some interest when we open the thing up and take a look at the motherboard and see, what reductions they've done. But aside from that, it's just a revision.
I feel like they moved to I think 5 nanometer process is what was being rumored. And what else was going around is there were talks that they might move away from liquid metal. This one might not have it. So, I mean, that's where the interesting part is. You're right.
I would expect that they don't have liquid metal in this one. Maybe they're doing something different.
Interesting. Okay.
Sure about that liquid metal experiment.
Yeah, I actually think it might even just cost them more money than they want to spend. Like they're trying to cut costs on this thing anywhere they can. I mean, we have the systems, they're going the wrong way 3 years into the generation. They're getting more expensive. So usually we'd be talking about the revision dropping in price.
Yeah, wasn't the PlayStation 4 Slim cheaper than the base console?
Yes. Yeah. I remember when the PS3 is the one that I really remember because they revised that and that thing got cut down to I think $300.
Yeah.
And we started the generation at $600. So we went the correct way. In this case though, I don't know, it's strange. It's weird times right now for sure. Especially again, we saw Microsoft with their planned revision apparently in 2024 won't drop the price of the system, but they're going to cut the disk drive. I guess that is still based on old documentation, but things just aren't getting cheaper with these systems. So the economic times are weird. You know what is interesting about this though? While this revision seems pretty basic, you know what this means, right? MBG, OJ, Jordan, Josie.
Go on.
You know what this means? This means that the original report is correct so far, 2 out of 3. The PlayStation Portal, the PS5 revision, which by the way, I would say both of those sound weirder than the Pro. I mean, he said that we're going to get a PS5 revision with a detachable disc drive, and we're going to get a PlayStation Portal handheld that will not play games on its own. It'll have to stream directly from the PS5 through Wi-Fi. the PS5 Pro is still out there, and it's marked according to the same report for next year holiday.
I mean, that makes sense though, right? Like they did the PS4 Pro, so I mean, nothing, and he got both of these right. So I'm guessing, but I would think Sony would want to do a PS5 Pro. Like I'm guessing they would.
I think so too. Yeah, especially if Microsoft isn't going to do one. It's like, why not?
That's another price. They can increase the price too. They can put another price bump in there. They can. They can say, I think that PS5 is going to be $600. That Pro, I think that thing's $600. We got the most powerful system.
Crazy.
That does. So yeah, they're absolutely going to do that. Now at this point, I mean, I thought they were going to do it regardless, but now it definitely seems more likely since that guy got two of the other stuff right, which I thought he was. I didn't think he would just say stuff anyway. I mean, you never know, but I thought he was going to be accurate with this reporting because of the way that he reported it, And because of Sony's history too. So
I'm completely on the side of this being a thing now.
I said it was all bullshit at the time, and I was proven wrong. And I actually have apologized to Tom about it.
You haven't apologized?
No, I have.
He did.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean,
I called him. I said it was all ridiculous.
No, I mean, like listen. Right. I've apologized too. It happens. Like it happens, So it's no biggie, but. I can see why you thought that, like it did seem like, wait a minute, all this out of nowhere, Sony's doing great, right? What's the point for all this? Like, I see where that came from, but Sony has a history of just like, there's a history of them doing stuff like this, like, and they have to try to respond to like the portable market, as well. So like they have to try to do stuff to try to get in because they're not just going to let people just run wild with all these different PC handhelds and stuff like that and Switch. So they have to try to get into all that stuff.
I'm curious. They should bring back Kaz Hirai for the show when they show off the PS5. Give another shot. He can present it at 600 and people won't necessarily laugh at him this time.
PS Portable Ridge Racer. Let's go.
Yeah, he dropped it. He dropped it on stage. It was great. But that's going to be an interesting one when we get there. But I almost wonder if it's $600 and it doesn't come with the disc drive. Like it's an attachable disk drive, so you still have to buy that after the fact if you want it.
People will be okay. It won't be okay, but people will be somewhat okay because of the power.
I don't think that'll be the thing.
What do you think it'll be?
I think it'll be 600, but with a disk drive.
Maybe
they'll have two versions of it. One without. That's maybe 550 or something like that.
Oh, my bad. I thought you didn't think that it was going to be like a thing at all, like the PS5 Pro.
Oh, no. It definitely is.
Okay, I was going to ask you, like, what do you think they're going to do instead? But you think they're going to do that. So.
Sean, you like the PS5 Slim.
I don't hate it. I realize it's not necessarily for me. I have a PlayStation 5. And I think it's not a terrible thing to have a smaller, more ergonomical system that you can upgrade down the road should you choose to do such and add a disk drive to it. Yes, it's kind of shitty that it's $50 more, even though it's smaller. Because but then if I was Sony, I would have done it where I keep it $400, but the detachable disk drive is $120. So then it's still costing you more, but it looks more attractive to the average consumer because then it's like, you don't have that initial upfront fee.
Right. The digital one does look better. I mean, it's kind of always been that way though. The disk drive one just looks like they realized they needed the disk drive like at the end. Slap it on there.
I think it's a cool idea. I'm someone who loves attachments for stuff, and I think especially if it could be more cost effective in the long term. But no, options are always a good thing, and I think it's a neat option to have to where little shithead Johnny wants a PlayStation 5 for Christmas. You walk into the store and there's only the digital one, but now it's like, oh, well, down the road I can get the disc drive for little shithead Johnny, good report card or something like that, and then he could have options to more games. Or to physical games, I should say.
Right. We still don't have a release date. It is weird because they announced it like, oh yeah, next month it's coming out. So it just almost seems like Sony is just announcing this as like as a necessity, basically, because they have to phase out the old one. But it's just, it did seem like it was kind of out of nowhere and very, very quick for all this to happen. So, I mean, I didn't think it was going to at this point because we were in midway through October. I thought they were just maybe next year they'll launch it, but no, it held up. So
it's also, or I was going to say, it's weird that they don't include the stand anymore, though. Like, that's just so bizarre. What's the point of that? They want you to make it look like it's on a little kickstand? Like,
I asked, because I did a poll. I said, you know what? Sony must have data that shows that more people just set it horizontally. And they're like, well, why are we doing all this stuff with the stand when we can make this tiny little aluminum thing that'll barely hold it up? And that's how 80% of the people do it. No, the poll I put out, like 30 or 40,000 votes or something, and it was like 65% horizontal. Or vertical. Sorry. Vertical.
Oh, okay.
So more people are putting their PS5s vertically than horizontally. Like mine's horizontal.
I'm hashtag team horizontal.
Okay, yeah. So that's I was trying to figure this out because Sean doesn't even use a stand.
Nah, fuck a stand, bro. I got hardwood floors. Put that shit right on the goddamn floor.
Yeah, I don't use the stand either.
What's the point? What's it doing? What's it doing that it's not gonna? What's it gonna do different if I put it on the stand?
Why are you putting it on the floor?
Doesn't it like stabilize it a lot? It's just such a weird design that you like almost need it. I thought.
Who's gonna knock it over?
No, it's completely
earthquake.
stable.
Yeah, let me get an earthquake on the East Coast every once.
Oh, my bad. Never mind. Forgot.
I mean, the stand makes so it doesn't slide around. I guess that could be like if there are kids running around, they tip it over. I could see that.
Don't worry about that either.
You're
doing good. 2 for 2.
I mean, if you have it horizontal, you need the stand. It's not going to work.
It works fine.
So
horizontal.
Yeah, if you have it horizontal, because it's such a weird shape. It basically sits in there and supports like the part that would normally like bend down. So that I guess that was it. Oh yeah, you want it vertically, now you gotta buy the stand now. Cutting costs. That's all I can think of. I mean, the new stand does look better than the old one, but like they both do the same thing. It's functional. So it's an odd place to save money. It kind of reminds me of Apple when they started charging like $100 for a wheel for their Mac Pro back in the day. Or if you wanted a set of 4 wheels, it was $400.
You think it's going to be is installing the SSD going to be different on this new system?
They clarified it's still there, and I assume it's the same. Like it won't be on that disk drive panel. Obviously, one of the other panels I assume has a compartment that it's the same thing. You unscrew it, drop the new one in. I wouldn't mind if they did one that was toolless though, to where you don't need a driver. You pop the side off, and it just kind of clicks in. I think that'd be kind of cool, but we'll see. But it's that's the most interesting part to me now is the teardown and seeing what's going on inside the PS5 Slim. So next month, MVG will get one.
Yeah, you're probably getting one too.
I'll get one. Yeah, I'll get one. I got to get the attachment too. I got to see what's going on there.
I mean, I did buy a Portal just to spite OJ.
But then OJ bought it.
Oh, you fucker!
OJ bought it to spite you.
God damn it!
I mean, I bought one.
I'm returning that shit. God damn it!
Yeah, return it. You'll just buy it on the DL anyway.
I feel like you'll actually get use out of that though, Sean, because you play your Switch like watching or Steam Deck or whatever, watching Knicks basketball and stuff. So.
Bro, before this, I was watching because I'm currently watching a wrestling pay-per-view, AEW Collision, and the Knicks game.
How?
So, multiple tabs.
Oh, I thought you said 3 screens up. You got to get that multi-monitor setup going. You got to just hook up like 4 monitors.
I have 2 down here. No, I was watching it upstairs, but I was playing Sonic Superstars on the Steam Deck while I was watching all that.
Need to upgrade 4 monitors. Hook it all up to your PC.
Oh yeah,
it'll be good. So there you go. The PS5. Well, they haven't called it the Slim. It's just called the PS5. So they've never called. I don't think they've ever called their systems a Slim, right? That's never happened. It's just always called. We just always call it the PS5 Slim, right? Or just the Slim.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
PS1 was the one. Well, hold on. What was the PSP? No, I guess that was just the PSP 2000.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess they never did. Wow. Yeah.
Never called a PSP Mini or anything like that, or Slim or whatever.
Yeah. Huh. That's kind of weird. Well, there you go. Next month, we'll wait for a release date, which I guess they'll have to drop maybe this week coming up. We'll see. Let's go over to the Mario Brothers Wonder, Spider-Man 2, Metacritic predictions. These games are both out same day, so that'll be on Friday. Friday it'll be out. and I'm trying to figure out which one I'm going to play first. I guess Spider-Man, but Mario Wonder is easy to drop in and drop out. So I don't know. We'll see. But dropping Friday.
My plan is I'm gonna play Mario Wonder first and beat it. Probably on a weekend. Let's be honest, and then I'll jump onto Spider-Man. Fuck Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, actually, we do need to figure that out now that I'm thinking about this, because some of us will be talking about Spider-Man and others will be talking about Mario on the podcast. So we're gonna
y'all can't play two games at the same time.
I mean, like, Spider-Man.
Play a couple hours of Spider-Man. Play a couple hours. Like, let's be what they both come out on. What, Friday?
Friday.
I mean, you could get a good 3-4 hours of each game in one day, and then Saturday comes around. You could probably run through Wonder in a couple days.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being like 10 to 12 hours into Spider-Man.
Take my time with Wonder, because I mean, obviously the demo's out there, people can play it, but I've played it, like when it comes to like the game, like there's like a lot to it. So I want to find all the secrets and do all that like crazy stuff that the game has. So I don't want to rush through it. So I'll probably just play through Wonder normally. And then whenever I play Spider-Man, I'll play it whenever I play it. I've stated this before, I'll say it again. You know what screwed me up on Spider-Man? Because Spider-Man's my favorite. Like, I love Spider-Man. But I played too many Spider-Man games. And I got, like, kind of tired of Spider-Man. Even though these Spider-Man games are way better than all the old Spider-Man games. But Spider-Man, I used to play all the games from, like, the Super Nintendo, Genesis, everything. And then by the time we got to the really awesome Spider-Man, I'm like, man, I played, like, too many Spider-Man games.
I miss the side-scroller beat-em-up Spider-Man games. Those were good.
Like Maximum Carnage?
Oh,
yeah,
so
like
good.
I played Maximum Carnage. I played like
Separation Anxiety.
Ultimate Spider-Man. You guys remember Ultimate Spider-Man? Was like all the movie ones from like I played so many Spider-Man games. Like there was just so many.
I am looking forward to this one though, just because Venom.
I'm looking forward to it
based on some of the stuff
that's
that's leaking out. I got to see what's going on.
I'm gonna get the game. I bought the other ones, but it's just like I've played Spider-Man. I hope that they do like a Carnage game. If they do a Carnage game, I'd be like,
guys. Mario's leaked. The story for Mario is leaked. I saw warnings, guys. I don't want to get spoiled on Mario Wonder. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what happens, guys. It's a Mario game. I can't let the story be ruined.
Yeah, that one was a little funny. I don't know. That's I guess the different worlds. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to know all the worlds and all that stuff beforehand, though. Like, I don't want to see all that.
Peach, they turn into elephants. I didn't want to know.
Well, we know that. We know that.
I didn't want to know. No, I didn't.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll probably be able to try to play both of them, Sean. But I'll probably lean more towards getting through a good chunk of Spider-Man before the podcast next weekend.
I just got the first Spider-Man.
Just that?
Like literally
Miles
today.
Morales, you played Miles Morales, though.
Yeah, I loved Miles Morales. I'll probably play Spider-Man 2 before 1, to be honest. But
yeah,
it was on sale for like $12. So I was like, I have to grab it.
Oh yeah, for $12. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm really excited for Wolverine. I know we're not talking about. I'm really excited for Wolverine. Like I want to see what they do with Wolverine. We haven't had a good Wolverine game for like forever, like since the 360 days.
So here's an interesting question. With those coming up on Friday, we'll have the Metacritic scores go up. I assume Wednesday or so. What Tuesday? Well, actually, when did it say Spider? I think Spider-Man's. It's up on. I think it's on Monday.
Oh, that'll be an easy video.
Oh, there you go.
Isn't that sad? Like my whole life revolves around videos with games. Like I never really. I mean, I love playing games, but it's like you never really play them for enjoyment anymore. It's like work. That's good work. I'll never complain about it.
Okay, about wondering that you were having a crisis right here.
No, fuck no.
You're just gonna start getting really quiet for the rest of the thing.
What are you talking about? You play Revenge all the time and never have it on camera.
Yeah, but I mean, no, because I've been playing No Mercy more because of the WWF Legends 64 patch, and he's been adding DLC in it. He put Bad News Brown in there with the Ghetto Blaster. Fucking amazing Enziguri.
Anyway, we have Spider-Man and Mario coming up this week. Metacritic prediction: Spider-Man Remastered, just for reference, was an 87. And I believe though, I don't know. Do we look at Mario Bros? What on the Wii U? Which one was that? New Super Mario Bros. U. Or do we look at the one for that one just felt so good, basic? What's that?
I think it still scored good.
84.
That's way too fucking
Wait,
high.
which game?
New Super Mario Bros. U from the Wii U.
Oh, the original score.
Yeah, Deluxe was an 80.
Okay, yeah.
So you'd have to go back to the DS and 3DS, like the DS Super Mario Bros. That new Super Mario Bros. That was an 89, and then new Super Mario Bros. On the Wii was an 87. So we got Metacritic predictions here, and I guess we could also, they'll technically say which one we think will score higher when the reviews drop: Mario Wonder or Spider-Man. Just honestly, just because they're coming out the same day.
Wonder
Not
will
necessarily be that comparable.
Wonder will.
Interesting. Okay.
Wonder.
It's Mario. You know.
I mean, I just read off Mario games.
But New Super Mario Bros. Scored an 80.
Spider-Man.
But that game didn't deserve an 80, but it still scored an 84.
New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. So you think Mario's gonna end up in the okay? What's your Metacritic prediction on them then, Sean?
Mario 89, Spider-Man 87.
Okay.
That's okay.
Even though fuck Metacritic, I got beef with them.
What?
You know what? You know why?
Why? Because you thought you had things figured out for Starfield, and then they flipped it on you.
No, because a recently released game, that score is bullshit.
Oh, okay. No, you got.
I'm calling.
And embargo's up, Sean. You can call people out. Go ahead.
Nah, man. I don't know what game they played. Maybe they're not a fan of 2D platformers, but Sonic Superstars, and you can ask other people on this panel as well who have played it. It's legit a really good 2D platformer.
Whenever a game, if Sean don't like a game, or if Sean like a game and it scores low, oh, this is bullshit. If a game that he don't like,
you do the same thing. Imagine if somebody gave Xenoblade a 6 out of 10. I'll kill this website.
Xenoblade, what are you talking about, bro? Xenoblade scores really good. I said the score was great.
But if somebody were to score a 6 out of 10,
because the person said that Xenoblade is 20 hours long because they didn't play the game.
Okay. So I was right. Thank you.
Yeah,
no, I just think that score is low.
75.
If they don't play the game, I'm gonna call them out.
That just seems low to me because I feel like the game does a lot of good stuff. I got a video coming out about it soon. There's a lot of end game content. There's multiplayer that's actually completely different than the single player. Like it's a really good 2D Sonic, and I think that's a little bit low, honestly. I would have thought it would have been more in the 80s range. I understand, it's not not everyone loves every single game, but that seems kind of weird to me.
Let's see. Gaming Bowl.
You know what? I almost feel like people expect Sonic games to like not be as good. You know what I'm saying? Just because there was so many shitty Sonic games like 06, Black Knight, Unleashed.
All of them.
The whole catalog.
You sound like some of these Sonic fans online, though. I'll keep it a buck with you. You sound like some of these crazy Sonic fans right now.
You're gonna tell me that Sonic doesn't have a stigma?
They deserve that stigma. It's their fault.
But they've released good games. Sonic Mania is a good game. Sonic Frontiers was a good game.
Sonic Frontiers scored lower on Metacritic than Sonic Superstars.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got your wish.
I can't really push back on the Sonic Frontier stuff though, just because it the pop-up was bad.
Sonic Frontiers scored exactly what it was supposed to score. It's a good, solid 7 or 8 score, and they can build upon it, and maybe the next game will be higher. Sonic Superstars, maybe, I do agree with Sean, maybe it's a little low.
As someone who's played, I've beaten the game. There's end game content. There's a ton of content. If you've ever liked a 2D Sonic game, it feels like familiar, but like an evolution. People are asking why my cam is on. It's because I have a million streams going on right now, and I feel like my internet connection will crap out. I just feel like
they feel like you're very animated right now. That's why they're asking.
No, I'm surprised. Let's just say this. I'm surprised it got a 75. I would have pegged it around an 82, 83, like a low 80s.
Ooh, yeah. That's high. 83? I didn't think it was going to get 83. I thought it was going to be like low 80s.
I'm going to buy this on your recommendation.
Low 80s. Yeah, and I played it on Steam and Steam Deck.
Okay.
And I've heard very good things about the Switch. You could go online and see footage of the Switch version.
Yeah, people already have it. Yeah, that's right. That everything leaked basically. That Mario, all that stuff. So it's all out there. But Okay, well, hey, you know what? I will give it a serious shot because it comes out on Tuesday. Yep. I'm wrapping up Assassin's Creed Mirage this weekend, and I will just roll right into Sonic Superstars then and try it out.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it for sure. It looks really good. I did do a review roundup for the game, and I read through at least the bullet points, and it just seems like there's two things.
What were the negative complaints?
The boss battles was something that constantly came up, that the boss battles weren't good.
Raging at that boss battle, Sean.
So that was one thing, and the boss battles, and then another thing is that multiplayer, the extra battle mode is trash. And the drop in, drop out. Okay, it's good. Okay, maybe it's good.
It's not good, but it's fun.
Okay, well, some people say that it's good. A lot of people say that it's trash, and then like the co-op is hit or miss. Like that was like. Some people say that the co-op is good. Other people say that it's a distraction. It doesn't work as well. So there's some argument on that one. But everybody pretty much says the boss battles are trash. Damn near everybody says the boss battles are trash. So those are the three main things that I saw with the game.
I found one boss battle, the last boss battle, I had to figure it out, and it definitely required like repetition. But I mean, it's a final boss. I don't know that there was anywhere I was like, oh, this boss battle sucks. Like some were better than others, but I don't know. I kind of disagree. I mean, what do you want from a 2D platformer boss battle? Like, what are we supposed to do?
Be good.
Jump. I don't know. I honestly, there's only so much you can do in Sonic.
Maybe I can just jump on somebody's head 3 times, then collect like a flute or something like that. What did Mario do?
Okay, Sean, what was your you were in 80? What was it, an 87 and 89? Is that where you were?
Yes.
Okay, so you think Spider-Man 2 is gonna basically match Spider-Man remastered?
Yes.
Okay, got it. 87. Okay, let's go to MVG. What we got?
Spider-Man's an 89. Mario Wonder's a 94.
Whoa, what in the
94?
world? 94? Wow, I like it. Okay,
that's high.
Swinging for the
listen to today's Nate the Hate episode. We gave predictions.
I listened to a part of at 94.
Swinging for the fences. Wow, that put it immediately in Game of the Year contention.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. OJ, what do you got?
Yeah, this one's rough. Spider-Man, I'm gonna go with an 88. So I'm gonna go higher than the last one and higher than Miles Morales. So 88. And then Wonder, I'm gonna go with a 90 on the dot. So go with that.
Jordan, what do you got?
Listen, when in doubt, you always listen to MVG. So I'll go with whatever he said.
You don't.
I'll go with
never do that.
I believe in him.
Okay, what you got, Josie?
I think Spider-Man's gonna be a 90. I think it'll be like a little bit better than the last couple. And I agree that it's probably, or Mario Wonder is gonna be pretty high, so I'm gonna say like 93.
Now, Josie, you played it at Target, right?
I did.
So tell us your thoughts on the game.
I loved it. I thought it was really fun. I mean, it's not anything super different. I mean, it's very different, but like the base platforming isn't like completely changed. It's still a 2D Mario game, but there's a lot surrounding it. There's a lot of different like flavor and stuff that changes it up. It makes it pretty fun. I love the Wonder Flowers. I think it's just very inventive and cool, and I think that people are going to see that, and this is going to score pretty well.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put Spider-Man 2 at an 88, and I'm going to put Mario Wonder at an 89. It's going to beat it by 1 point.
All right.
There you go.
Makes sense.
I mean, there'll be 2 really good games coming out that day. It's going to be good. And then I guess Sonic Superstars is there somewhere.
Shut the fuck up.
There's somewhere. Hey, I'm buying it on RGT's recommendation. I already got it down. It's in the cart. There you go.
Some gameplay of it.
No. That was no. It just said embargo on the screen, right? It was embargoed. You were talking about.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see any footage. Talking about
that was RoboCop.
Yeah. More people should play RoboCop. Actually,
I'm waiting for the full game of that. I tried to get Nate and I tried to get the Grinch game, and they fucking snubbed us.
The Grinch game?
Yeah, I mean, we both messaged Outright Games, and we were like, "Hey, we want to review the Grinch game." They snubbed us.
Game.
I might buy it. I'm a buyer right now.
There's a Grinch game?
Yes, and it looks pretty decent.
The Grinch Christmas Adventures.
It's got the classic art style, not that Jim Carrey bullshit. And I'm a fan of the Grinch because he hates everything.
This man out here
Who made
capping for
Outright
Grinch.
Games? Hold on. Outright Games.
Now you out here capping for Grinch, bro?
Outright, I think they made like the JoJo Siwa game too. They're great, great track record. Yeah.
For sure, OJ played that one.
Out. Okay, no, they did.
It's not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You're not talking about JoJo. I play that game.
They did Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol.
They did the Transformers game that came out the same day.
I see Transformers.
It's a look. I can play games that are a bit different. I'm a fan of the Grinch. I will play the game. I'm buying it now. I might beat it tonight.
They said you can unlock Grinchy gadgets.
What does that mean?
That's awesome.
Throw snowballs, disguise as Santa, use a candy cane lasso, or a jumping jetpack.
This man won't watch The Boys. Won't watch The Boys, but will play the Grinch.
Y'all been watching Gen V?
It's downloading now.
I did watch Gen V.
Bought it. This game is $40.
You like Gen V, Jordan?
Gen V's good.
Yeah, Gen V.
I'm sure my viewers will give me a donation tonight for the $40 because they want to hear my opinion on Grinch. Dude, I gotta fucking play that King Kong game too and review it.
There's
that shit looks terrible.
I know who's getting Play the Most Ass Games Award at the Black Keely Awards this year. I already know who's winning it. It's no contest this year.
Some people only play blockbuster games. Some people try to get all the flavors of life.
I didn't know ass was a flavor, but if that's a flavor that you like,
it is.
Come on, OJ. You know ass is a flavor.
Okay.
If you find a good ass, hey.
This is not a good ad.
Good
bro.
flavor.
This is not.
Evan, what's your Metacritic prediction for those two?
I'd probably Spider-Man slightly less than Mario, probably in the high 80s. Mario might hit a 90. Might lean more towards OJ's prediction.
Okay. Very good. We did have. We also, while we're on the topic of Mario, even though we're going to be obviously discussing it next Saturday, since we have played it by then, the voice actor was revealed. This was a weird one because how did people get the kiosk demo? Did we ever figure that out? Somehow it got data mined. Like the thing that's behind the acrylic glass the acrylic like shield at Walmart or Best Buy or wherever.
They distracted them, and then while they weren't looking, they got out a screwdriver and just took it apart, did it real quick. I don't know how you did that.
It was it's very odd. I don't know how.
If I was to speculate on how, I think that some of those kiosk units aren't retail units; they're like test kits or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they were able just to get the build off that way using like dev tools or something.
Someone messaged me and explained how those things work. Apparently, you just upload it, or you basically have a cable or something. Just send the info to it. So it doesn't. It's not like there's a cartridge or something random in there someone could take. It's all on there. So you might be right, Image. Maybe somebody just happened to pull that demo build and they're like, all right, we're good. And then data mined it. So, but people tried to figure out, basically did that and then attempted to figure out who the voice actor was, and everyone ended up being wrong. It ended up being Kevin Afghani, as they announced over on Twitter that they are the voice of Mario and Luigi, Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
I just want to know how much he got paid and if I need to be upset about that or not.
Boycotting or what's happening?
They had previously voiced Arnold in Genshin Impact. Okay.
Not Hey Arnold?
Mm-hmm.
No, just Arnold in Genshin Impact. That's an event exclusive NPC according to Nintendo Life. So there you go. A lot of illustrious background there. But hey, it's pretty good role to get there. I assume, is that just they're gonna be voicing Mario and Luigi going forward in games now? Like that's it?
I don't know if that's going to be the case. It might just be just for this game. They might want to go with somebody else for the next thing if they want a different tone or style or whatever. I don't know if it's permanent because he just said specifically for this game. So
yeah, that's interesting. What if they kept changing it up and it's like it was a mystery every single game? They had to try to figure out who's the voice of Mario.
It is fairly noticeable that it's a different voice. Like I didn't really care, but you can definitely tell that that's not Charles Martinet as you're playing through it.
Okay. Keep an eye on that when we're playing it here.
Does it make you feel any certain way about like the game, whether you would prefer it with Charles Martinet or not?
Wahoo!
I mean, I'm pretty. I don't really care about that stuff too much, but I don't know. Didn't ruin it for me.
I guess if there was more lines, maybe. Like if there was
yeah,
more,
just the occasional wahoo is a little bit of a different tone. You know?
Yeah. If it was like when they changed from like David Hayter to RGT's favorite actor Kiefer.
Fuck Queefer.
So if they like, because like that's a lot of dialogue, right? So like, but like Mario is like, it's not that much dialogue.
It says, what does it say? Wahoo, wowie, zowie, and
then occasionally just pauses. He starts
something else.
Reading from
freaking
Shakespeare.
Wowie,
yes.
Does say wowie zowie quite a bit.
Wowie zowie.
I was trying to see what the other sound bites were here while I go through the trailer.
To die, to sleep,
yeah.
perchance to dream.
Well, anyways, maybe eventually Mario will go on like a diatribe or something. They'll have to get a new voice actor for it. We'll see. But there you go.
It's cool. Somebody getting a shot. I mean, apparently there was like a big audition, like other voice actors, because like some people were like talking some ish, and like other voice actors were coming to his defense, because some people were saying like, "Yo, like he didn't do anything. Like, is that the best you can do? Like he didn't do anything." Like other voice actors were like, "Hey, I auditioned for this role and he won it fair and square." So like chill, you know. So apparently there was auditions for it, and they were looking to just pick. They were looking to pick who just was the best person, or at least what they wanted for that game. So
I do want to stop for a minute, recognize some of the executive producers over on the Spawncast Network, spawncastnetwork.com. John O, regular here. Shout out to John O, Joshua Butts, Mr. Job, Varang, and William Hogue. So shout out to them. Again, executive tiers over on the Spawncast Network. And I did want to move over to Activision, the Activision Blizzard deal, as it is now completed. It took. Thank you. This initially started in January 2022, is when they announced their intent to buy. So 20 months ago. 20 months of talking about if Microsoft will be able to push this deal through for Activision Blizzard at about $70 billion. But it's done, finally, which means at least the process won't need to be talked about anymore. I guess now it's what happens with the deal being done. There were some things that were brought up. I know Phil Spencer released an entire statement about it, and they had like the Xbox Wire post that went up as well. And they did name like the PlayStation, Nintendo system, all these different things. So you'll still see some releases from them, I assume, on other platforms. But now the question really, I think, is what's going to happen to something like Call of Duty, not necessarily on like what platforms will be on, but will it be a yearly thing, or will they look to maybe diversify some of the different studios to do other things like Toys for Bob instead of working on the multiplayer level A or something? Maybe they can go off and do something. So is everyone happy that this deal is finally over?
Yep.
Yeah.
Glad it's over.
I think that's mostly what it is. It was relief. Like, okay, finally we're done with this entire thing. And Game Pass, I assume, is going to start getting stuff here pretty soon. There was a report from Windows Central actually that mentioned that we could see stuff very, very soon. Like it's closed now. In the next 2 weeks, some stuff could drop in. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the process is for getting stuff into Game Pass, even if it's already on the store. But the faster they can get the stuff in here for like the holidays and Christmas and marketing, it seems like something they would want to do in time for it. Some of the games they named, Hexen was brought up. MVG, you told them to get Hexen going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do they need to fire up the backwards compatibility team? Jeff Keighley dropped an entire list of games. Go ahead.
I'm not sure about the backward compatibility stuff, because Jason Ronald has moved on from that position. He's been promoted like twice, right? That team doesn't exist anymore. So I am curious whether they have moved on for now, or they are thinking about, hey, maybe we need to put the team back together and and start working on some stuff. I think there is an opportunity to bring games back via back compat, because now they own a lot more stuff. So I would like to hope that that's what they're doing, but I don't know. Like, it seemed like they were pretty clear, a couple of years ago when they said this is the end of the backward compatibility program for the moment, right? So we'll just have to see if they kind of, bring the band back together, if you will. Hopefully they do.
Jordan, in the trailer they showed, they had a cut to Spyro the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Are you think we're getting another Spyro?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, you do. You think we're going to see another Spyro the Dragon happen?
At some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I assume that was something they would have already been planning, but I do wonder if someone like, for example, with the Spyro stuff, that obviously goes, okay, we got to get Call of Duty done. Spyro can come later. Are you more hopeful that with this deal being done, one of the positives being Microsoft, their logistics, their resources allow Activision to do different things other than just Call of Duty?
Yes, I think 2024 could be a very good year for a Purple Dragon.
Spyro!
Okay.
That's what I would say too.
Oh, okay. You think we could see a new Spyro game coming up?
I'd say chances right now looking pretty good.
You think they do like a remake of an older one, or you think they would just do a full brand new one like they did Crash, or they did Crash 4?
Something new.
Oh, cool. All right. I'd be interested in that. I assume the Reignited trilogy sold really well for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just because I see Spyro all the time, but like almost every other day, Spyro is trending on Twitter because the community's always talking about it. One of the companies who's worked on it's always tweeting something about it or an appreciation about it. There's enough buzz to where if there wouldn't be anything in the works, it'd be pretty much a waste of the IP. It's like, why own it if you're not going to do anything with it, if the fandom is this loud about it? So I would say, next year, it's a good year.
Let me ask you this, Jordan.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
If they did that, they brought up like a new Spyro game, the whole deal, collector's edition, statue, the whole thing. You're on that, right?
I mean, obviously,
hundreds of dollars, but a big purple Spyro statue
on a motorcycle.
Okay, I mean, I can't grab it because it's very heavy, but I literally have a giant statue of Spyro that's this tall with the wingspan that's this big. Okay, like what's a few $100 collector's edition, But I don't think they would do that. If they would, obviously, it's not even a question. But yeah, that'd be nice. I don't think they will.
Okay, a couple $100 statue, collector's edition. You're in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because then we got to find ways for you to save money. And that brings us to our sponsor. That's Factor. Yeah, see, look at that. Yeah, okay, good.
Right.
Factor. If you're too busy to cook this fall, but want to make sure you're eating well, make sure you pick up Factor. You can skip the extra trip to the grocery store, the chopping, prepping, cleaning up, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy. Choose from over 34 chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options. Round out your meals with an assortment of more than 45 add-ons. This includes apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, bacon egg breakfast skillets, and others. Using Factor makes it easier to budget each month, and with how many big-time games are releasing, we have to take control of our spending somewhere. Let's face it, Jordan, that $300 special edition Spyro statue, that comes with basically a requirement at this point. Head to factormeals.com/Spawncast50. Use code Spawncast50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code Spawncast50 at factormeals.com/Spawncast50. Get 50% off your first box. Thanks to Factor for sponsoring tonight's podcast. I do also want to mention Guitar Hero was brought up again. By the way, this is the third time this has been brought up. And in fact, this was during an interview, or it was like this town hall meeting or something that they had. I don't know if they're trying to say it's virtual or like, or they actually brought people together and like, hey, this is what's happening. Because Bobby Kotick was saying some weird stuff in that whole thing. He mentioned Neuralink and basically said you won't have to necessarily use controllers in the future to play games, like 20 years from now or something. We'll just
connect to.
Yeah, we're just gonna have the Neuralink jammed into our brain, and then you can just throw that terrible controller away and just zap your thoughts to the game system. But in the meantime, he talked about Guitar Hero, and he seemed to talk about it like it's a thing. I almost wonder if Activision's just been working on it. Like, we're going to bring back Guitar Hero in some way.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
They keep talking about it, though, MVG. That Phil Spencer mentioned it. Bobby Kotick mentioned it. Then he mentioned it again here in, like, this town hall thing that wasn't, I guess, supposed to be public or something. But, of course, it gets out there. A lot of hints being dropped right now. I kind of think Guitar Hero is coming back.
No.
Interesting. Why? What's wrong with Guitar? Why do you want Guitar to come back?
It's not that I don't want it to come back. That whole era has passed, John. We're past the Guitar Hero era.
You know what nostalgia
we're in the trombone champ era.
I do know what nostalgia is, and it is a very strong drug that really does.
And a lot of people buy that strong drug. They get addicted. That's my whole channel. That's all of us.
I think if you're going to bring back the Guitar Hero, you're not trying to appeal to nostalgia. You're trying to appeal to a new audience. And how do you do that in 2023, Jordan? Tell me how you do that in 2023. How do we bring back Guitar Hero so Josie is like, I'm playing this game every night with my friends?
EDM
Hero. I'll play it every night regardless.
All right.
You know,
I love Guitar Hero. So do all of my friends. I mean, the entire demographic of 20-year-olds goes crazy for Guitar Hero.
You sell it as a party game for, like, you get together with everyone. Like, hey, it's a Friday night. Everyone come over. We're playing Guitar Hero, and you show everyone having a good time. You sell it like a Mario Party. You sell it like a what's that games that like when everyone played that really liked
Jackbox.
Not that one. The I don't know, the one that's on the Switch that everyone that Nate likes and I don't know what it's called.
One for Switch?
No, the one with all the collected games in it.
Clubhouse games.
Clubhouse games. Yeah, you sell it like, hey, it's a good time for everyone. Get together. You don't sell it as like, oh, you got to be on this. It's the game you play by yourself. You sell it as everyone gets on board. You just stick to the guitar. You forego the drums, all the other options. Just make it simple. You could sell it as a band to have more players, but I think it would just be like go head to head in just the guitar part of it. So like, hey, you can connect. For the Switch, you can connect your Joy-Cons and I don't know. Listen, I'm not the person who's making it.
I did run a poll a while ago again, and I asked what intellectual properties people would want to see revived if the deal went through. And I'm trying to scroll down and find it. Guitar Hero definitely won by a good bit. Like, I was actually surprised.
All right, Josie, what songs would you want on a Guitar Hero? A modern Guitar Hero?
Bands. Let's just go bands.
Yeah, just go bands. What do you got?
Like
all the classics.
The classic stuff, like all the stuff that was in literally if they would just port the game from the Wii.
She said classics, and now she's gonna like name a band from like 10 years ago. No, I'm gonna feel really bad.
No, like AC/DC and all that stuff.
Here's the issue with Guitar Hero, guys.
They already did AC/DC though.
They
just port the game. Give it to me. I'll buy it for $70,000.
Here's the issue. There's already the PC Hero or whatever, where you can just have everything, and it's so much better than anything Guitar Hero has ever done, and you can play that right now.
Because no one my age has space for a PC or is going to buy it, and my demographic is the people that are going to have nostalgia for this. So if they bring it to a system...
How is it your demographic? What you talking about? This came out when you were like a baby.
On the Wii, all of us, all the 20-year-olds grew up with a Wii. And that was the
demographic for this is people that are older than you, Josie.
I'm so okay.
I think college is when it was really popular for when I remember, like Guitar Hero 2.
Is it really your demographic for this? I'm curious.
All of my friends are nostalgic for it, and half of them don't play games anymore, and so am I.
It lasted longer than I thought because this was when I was in. It came out on the PS2, from what I remember. Guitar Hero, that was a PS2 game.
It was a PS2 game.
It was a PS2, and then it kind of fizzled out by the Wii generation. It was fizzling out around, I think, late 2000s.
OJ's you're being too nice. Activision ran that fucking franchise into the ground. There is no way that franchise is coming back. They just. How many of those Guitar Hero games came out? How many plastic toys were there? And then there was like DJ Hero and all this other spin-off games and stuff. Like, I don't really know where you can take Guitar Hero beyond what they've done.
That's the thing I'm curious about is what do they do that would make it different than what we had before?
I saw that PC Hero, and you can connect all different types of different stuff, and it's like super customizable. There's all sorts of music, and I've seen there's whole communities not large, but there's whole communities that play that game right now. So I mean, I just don't know if you bring it back. I mean, maybe it latches on with Josie's community. Maybe it does. I mean, I'm not Josie's community, Josie's age group. Josie's age group, maybe it latches on with them. I didn't know your age group, honestly, and I wasn't trying to be mean. Like, I legit didn't know because it fizzled out when I was like it fizzled out like 13 years ago. It fizzled out, right? So I'm thinking,
well, we had Guitar Hero Live that came out in 2015.
Yeah, and
that was on the Xbox.
Yeah, and that flopped.
But having a game and it being received well is two different things.
Yeah, but like they still had it less than 10 years ago. It was still around. It's just, I remember Rocksmith came out, and I think too. I think the problem they ran into was they saw people playing Guitar Hero and they thought everyone who was playing Guitar Hero wanted to learn how to play an actual guitar.
Yeah, that was the goal of Rocksmith.
The truth is, everyone who's playing Guitar Hero just wants to think they can play guitar and not ever actually test it.
We want to look cool in front of friends.
I'm good at. I could do this. I'm good.
And when we
it's like karaoke. Like they play the music really loud so people can't actually hear you, and it's designed to make it seem like you can. You know, you can participate when you really can't.
I'm still mind blown that people like Guitar Hero like that. Like that.
I told you, I ran that poll. I couldn't believe it. They were voting over some pretty big franchises too.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's cool. If they bring it back, I hope they bring it back and people enjoy it. You know, I hope so.
I'm gonna make like a YouTube short and interview all my friends and be like, "Would you want Guitar Hero back?" And I promise all of them are gonna say yes.
You should.
Do it.
I believe you. Now, I'm just saying it was just weird to me because it fizzled out like. In like by 2010-ish, 11, it was already kind of done. You know, it was already, they were running it into the ground. The games weren't selling as good. They started doing like special, like what they did, like a Van Halen. Was it Van Halen or who was it? They did like they did like specials.
They've done
they started trying to do different gimmicks because it wasn't working. And then Rock Band came out, and that was, I think Rock Band was like mid 2000s.
Yeah, Rock Band was really popular too.
Yeah,
I remember that. Rock Band was crazy.
Rock Band was everything. But then it like that kind of like flopped right afterwards. Like the next one that came out, I know they did like Rock Band Beatles. They did like
the first one was like, I have to imagine the most popular one because that's what I remember. It was like at the height of like the instrument plastic music stuff. It was crazy.
That was and that was 2000. I think that was 2008. If I'm not correct, that was.
It was a couple of years into the 360 because remember we played it on the 360.
So I'm just surprised because it was already fizzling out even like a little bit after that. I'm just surprised that people still kept it going afterwards because it was just like nobody wanted those plastics anymore. Like if you wanted to take that and like return it to like GameStop, they would give you like $1.
Yeah, now, dude, you see how much they cost now?
Yeah, I guess they're really like they're expensive now.
I had to try to find one because my wife wanted to play Guitar Hero, and I had to find it on the Wii. And dude, we're talking like
your wife wanted to play Guitar Hero recently?
Yeah, actually, she did. It was like $60 or $70 for a guitar to find one that didn't look like it went through the ringer. And then here's the problem: the guitars, by the way, the necks you can pull the neck off of like the base of the guitar, but they're not all compatible with each other. So you have to look up the key and which one's which, and it's just too much going on there. So if they bring Guitar Hero back, you call it Guitar Hero. There's one guitar, and you can change the faceplates out, and that's it.
I've changed my mind. I think now there's enough evidence for me to say, bring it back.
MBG gonna be there right away. He's buying it day one if it comes back.
Look at the poll. 52% say no. 53% say no.
That's not bad. I thought it'd be worse than that for the people watching here. It's pretty good.
At least just bring it back. Just have a ceremonial Guitar Hero.
I think it would kind of make sense though for if it's in Game Pass and it's an ongoing service and it's not a multiple release thing. And they keep throwing tracks at it.
That's the big move that Microsoft, the power play after acquiring Activision. Let's bring back Guitar Hero. That's
they're just gonna keep doing Call of Duty, but and they're doing Spyro. Spyro's coming out next year.
A service-based Guitar Hero where you're not constantly buying plastic every single year is, I think, that could work. You keep costs down, just do the licensing for the music, and I think that would work. One guitar. No, you don't need a million different bands and stuff. You don't need all that. Just one guitar, license the music. You're good. Service based, new tracks every whatever month or two.
Sean, you playing Guitar Hero if that comes back? All right, thank you.
What do you want?
We were trying to get your opinion on Guitar Hero if you're going to buy it if it comes back.
No.
Pretty definitive.
It's fine. You know, at the time it was fine, but like you were saying, every jerk off thinks they can play a guitar when they play that.
You play guitar at home though.
Yeah, I know. So I'll just play my guitar. Sorry, I just unlocked the Candy Cane Lasso.
Are you playing Grinch right now?
Oh, you get a snowboard in this game.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm collecting presents and I'm trying to avoid the gingerbread cookies who are trying to hug me.
Turn your camera on and just have it be your stream, so you can just plug your Switch in to your computer.
Playing in handheld mode.
He's really trying to convince himself this game is good. That's the funny thing.
It's fun. I'm having a great. There's fucking voice acting and like they read the book to you.
It's voice acting. Beats Pokemon. There you go. But there's voice. I don't got voice acting.
Hey, does it have 8-player online soccer?
No, but it has. You can play co-op. One person could be the Grinch. One person could be Max, the dog.
Wait a minute. Single Joy-Con play?
Is it cross-play?
Yeah. No,
Really?
it's local.
Oh. Well, when did that game come out?
It's a children's game. It came out like 2 days ago.
Okay. Oh yeah, I said okay. Yeah.
That's fine.
Wait, Josie, you didn't review the Avatar game.
I saw it and it was so bad. They like Aang is nothing in that game. He's the most powerful one is Sokka, which is so stupid. I don't know. The whole thing made me mad, so I didn't buy it. And it was $50.
I would have watched that video if you put it out reviewing it.
$50 though.
Yeah.
I need to get groceries.
Hey, maybe I want to play a Game Pass game. There you
Eat or work. Eat or eat. I gotta survive.
And then it does look like Bobby Kotick is leaving at the end of this year. He says he's going to stay on to help the just overall transition, and I guess just integrating the different studios, which according to, I think Sean Layden made the comment, buying Activision Blizzard is the easy part, integrating them would be much more difficult. So it makes sense he'd at least stay on for, I think people are hoping that once the deal goes through on Friday, Bobby Kotick's like, people catch footage of him walking out the door with a box of his stuff or something. He'll be on for a bit before he's ready to ride off into the sunset with a lot of money.
I feel so bad for him. $390 million on the way out.
Oh yeah, he's getting paid. He's out. And MVG, I will throw it to you then. If not Guitar Hero, I'm actually going to put Hexen out of it too. What do you want to What do you want them to do? What would you like them to do? Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard right now. What's the move?
I think the move initially is trust the process, right? I mean, Call of Duty's been such a success for so many years. You don't want to kind of disturb the landscape. I think really I think it's going to go very similar to the way the Bethesda acquisition has happened. And basically the first 12, 18 months, nothing really had changed. They were kind of just working on their existing commitments and contracts. So I think Microsoft is probably going to do the same thing here. Sure, there's going to be some stuff that hits Game Pass because now they have the ability to do that. But I think for the most part, John, you're not really going to see much change over the next couple of years. Yes, there will be day one Call of Duty games, and there will be day one, Blizzard games, Diablo, whatever. If whatever happens with Diablo, that'll be on day one. But I think anything that sort of gets announced, it's probably a couple of years out from that. I think at the moment, it's really just overseeing the current process and just kind of going from there, because this is big, right? Like Sean Layden's correct. There is a lot. I mean, Activision's been around for what, 30 something years, maybe longer than that. I don't know.
A long time, yeah.
They've been around for a long time. So you can't just step in and just like make sweeping changes immediately. You're going to really just kind of disturb the fabric of what makes Activision has been so successful. So really, I think ultimately they're going to just slowly start making these incremental changes over time. But I don't really expect anything to happen soon. It's just going to take a while. But as far as what I want to see, John, I mean, there's definitely some stuff. I'd like to see a new Spyro game and a Crash game. I think that would be really cool. There's obviously Hexen, which is something that I personally would like as well. I mean, there is some really good opportunities here for some games and some franchises to come back. I know there's people that talk about the old Sierra Online adventure games and stuff. Maybe they could do stuff with those IPs. There's definitely some excitement around what they could bring us.
They need to get backwards compatibility going.
Sierra.
What?
Metal Jesus. He worked at Sierra. I don't know if you know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he work on Lighthouse?
Ooh, he might have.
Activision, by the way, founded in 1979. 44 years.
Shake down, 1979. Cool kids. Never had the time.
I feel like you go backwards compatibility as soon as, like, they got to figure out, I don't know, who has to come together to make this happen. There are so many games that they had published, and I don't know what has to go into maybe some of the licensed games. Like Transformers came up, like War for Cybertron, that sort of thing would be awesome to see come back, have the online multiplayer for it. But also, you know what's interesting is obviously there's all the Tony Hawk stuff. They could maybe figure some of that out. Tony Hawk 1 and 2, I'm sure would just get dropped in. But would we see 3 and 4 now be possible? Would they do a new Underground? I'm curious about that series.
Prototype.
You know what else? This is something I don't know what the deal is with Sony and their contract with Disney. Could they bring back these old Spider-Man games that Activision published and developed?
Maybe.
I mean, they made them, they published them.
They probably could.
Like, there's a lot.
Is that stuff that Raven worked on, or they did
some of them? Yeah, I mean, they did back then. I mean, they did Shattered Dimensions. They did Friend or Foe, Web of Shadows, Spider-Man 2. It was really good. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. These are all games that they developed and published. And I don't know what the terms are between Disney and Sony. Is it just all new or Spider-Man games going forward, or can you then go backwards and retroactively bring those up? Don't know either. But that would be a pretty big announcement. They're like, oh yeah, all these older Spider-Man games are going to be going into Game Pass.
I mean, I think there's definitely a lot of excitement about Game Pass games. So you have to remember that they're only going to put games on Game Pass that they feel is going to, transform into more subscriptions for them, more signups, right? So you can't just like throw everything at it and expect people to jump on. But if you do offer, let's say, some type of Spider-Man collection where you've got a whole bunch of legacy Spider-Man games, then I think that's something that people could say, oh yeah, I want to check that out. That sounds really cool. I like Spider-Man.
Have you seen how much Shattered Dimensions is online?
Mm-mm.
Disc only for the PS3 is $75.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's not available anywhere else. It's like they can't do back compatibility, nothing. I mean, just on the 360, it's $85.
Do what now, Sean? What?
Better pirate it. You can't support the company who made it by buying a new copy.
That's true. Look, they got it here on the DS for $25. Wonder what that looks like.
I think people just want like the disc. Like people probably pirating the hell out of it. People just want, because like Xbox 360 is super easy to pirate.
Case and manual only on the PS3, $30.
You can afford it.
Wow, that's crazy.
I can't. I need to borrow. Can somebody lend me $30?
That's crazy how expensive Shattered. I mean, older Spider-Man games. I am curious what that. I never played Shattered Dimensions.
I should have never played them so I can be more excited about Spider-Man. That's my problem. I played too many.
Haven't you played too many Mario games to be excited for a new?
Nah, I don't play all the I don't play all the spin-off Mario stuff and all that crap. I only play like the main ones.
Interesting.
I don't play everything else. I get into all the other stuff. I just play like the main so I don't like Sunshine, but I like 64.
Well, you don't play Mario RPG?
Galaxy. Mario RPG, that's a different game. That's RPG.
You just said all the other spin-off crap. That's a spin-off Mario game.
It's not really.
That's a spin-off Mario game.
It's very different than the normal Mario game. So yes, it's a spin-off.
But is it like a spin-off like?
It's a spin-off as it's not a regular Mario game. How Mario?
Yeah, that's true. But I didn't play like the ones on like the GBA and all that crap. I know Mario RPG, but that's like a Square Enix made that, and like it has like its own unique characters. Like it's a bit different.
And it's a spin-off.
Okay, that's fine.
So the spin-off is...
But I don't play all of them. Then if that's the case, I don't play all the other ones. I used to play every Spider-Man game that came out, like every single one, like all of them.
Even the spin-offs.
Are there spin-offs? This is Spider-Man games.
Probably. I don't know.
It's like a kart racing. I kind of saw like Mario's like kart racing and stuff like that. Spin-offs.
Josie, are these I should have asked you this. Is an acquisition like this more interesting to you because the idea that all these games could just drop into Game Pass and you have like that Series S with the subscription in college?
It's a positive. I mean, I don't think an acquisition is necessarily always great.
RGT with the game capture.
Wow.
I'm about to full screen this for everyone.
All right, go ahead. We're gonna watch the Grinch.
Ah, fucking gingerbread, get away from me! You gotta hide from him.
This man's really telling you this game is good. This man's really telling you this game is good.
I'm not getting audio for it. I'm fine on my end.
He's running away from a slow gingerbread man.
You capture footage while you're at it, There you go.
God.
So Josie. So the idea of these, like, if you hear about Microsoft buying a company, do you think, okay, cool, like this will?
It's cool that it will come to Game Pass. Like that's always a positive, and that's usually the only positive. I mean, I don't think it's great to consolidate, big companies and stuff, but I also don't know about that stuff to really have too much of an opinion on it. So I mean, if it's coming to Game Pass, that's great. Do we know if Modern Warfare 3 is coming to Game Pass?
The newest one, it won't. No, unfortunately not.
But I would expect next year going forward, or well, maybe not next year because there's existing contracts, right? So we know that there's at least a couple more years worth of Call of Duty. But once that slate is clean, then yes, I would expect CODs to be on Game Pass day one.
Let me ask you this, Josie: Did you play a lot of the previous Call of Duty games?
Not really. I just started playing Infinite Warfare for the zombie mode, and that's been fun. But that's about it.
Okay.
The zombie mode is pretty good, right?
I mean, Black Ops 2 has like an awesome zombies mode.
Oh.
No, the reason I'm bringing this up is because the games that they could drop into Game Pass for Call of Duty would be those older ones that are really good. So that's the thing. There's a chance before the end of this year. I do wonder if they'll do this. They spent time apparently fixing up the online servers for these games and matchmaking, and we tried it, and it works pretty well. I was wondering if they're just going to start dropping Call of Duty into Game Pass. Hey, 8 Call of Duty games from the previous systems are now available.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't think it's going to be too special, I guess, until they maybe like drop the brand new games like that. Okay. That's when it'll get really exciting, at least for me.
Sure. So hey, Spyro next year in the Game Pass day one.
There we go.
What system are you playing this game on?
Switch.
Sean, you're asking Sean?
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at this game.
Is this on Switch, Sean?
You gonna get it? He convince you?
Apparently, you have to jump over the bats to make them shoo.
The animation's interesting. There, he's like trying to spin up like Roadrunner to get up the cliff.
It looks like the Grinch game should look.
I don't remember this many spiders in the Grinch story.
Fuck me!
You murdered the Grinch on stream.
He's back.
Like the Mortal Kombat, like.
God damn it! Why didn't he
did it again?
Like Batman Forever grappling hook point right there.
Oh no!
It looks like Cat in the Hat because it's a fucking Dr. Seuss game. Of course, it's gonna look like Cat. Why are you not grabbing that, you fuck?
I'm glad everyone can be here to watch this.
This ain't Bionic Commando. This is not a Bionic Commando, bro.
You're welcome,
we
chat.
Trouble here. There you go. Let's go.
It really is full screen. Look at that. That's fun. Okay, cool.
Hey, that one.
You got it. Oh, what about that puzzle? You can't leave that puzzle piece behind.
This is really taking over this spot.
Is this what the after show is gonna be? Just RGT playing this all
God damn it!
What are we doing here?
We're watching the Grinch game.
I mean,
okay.
We should probably.
There are spikes down there too.
We should probably get into Best Buy at some point here.
Let me go over to some of the super chats here. This is from Live for Retro. Says, "Good evening, Spawncast. What's the highest resale price you think someone will pay for a PS5 Slim?" I don't know. You think those are going to be resold and scalped like that?
Probably.
No. Maybe initially, but
initially there will be.
Tijo says, speaking of physical media, just wanted to remind everyone that Sony basically has a monopoly on anime distribution outside Japan by consolidating into Crunchyroll. They just closed Right Stuff, which was the biggest anime store. There you go.
I did see some people talking about that when they bought Crunchyroll, like, hey, like this is kind of monopoly on anime.
Yeah, if I was more into that world specifically for like physical,
just
like sales of
owning
it, in general,
owning anime, like all like the different like anime distribution.
Okay,
like you know, because like anime streaming anime,
right? For Crunchyroll,
yeah, and like Viz. I don't know if they own Viz or like whatever the case is, but yeah, they kind of have a monopoly on that, like Demon Slayer and all that crap, you know.
Casual Noob says, we'll wonder Oh, will Wonder outsell Spider-Man 2 at the end of year and 1 year? Yes, I would expect it to.
You got 130 million units versus how many PlayStations?
40, probably like 42 or 43 at this point. But they last reported was 40. Yeah,
big bump during like the holiday with Spider-Man. But yeah, it'd be tough because of the install base.
Yeah, Mario also after the movie, it's going to do very, very well. Yep. Rand says, "Love the podcast, guys. Thought about getting Scarlet and Violet. Does anyone know if they fixed the glitches yet, at least on single player?"
RGT, let them know.
No, didn't do a goddamn thing.
It still remains an RGTW right now, but or I don't know. I mean, I played through the game and it was an adventure. Also,
no, they fixed some of the the glitches and the bugs. That stuff's been fixed, but the frame rate has not been fixed.
Might be a game to pick up if we have backwards compatibility and a Switch that can brute force it. So we'll see, but maybe keep that one in the back of mind because Scarlet and Violet has been getting updates in terms of content at least. But maybe that means they'll release a complete edition in a year.
Holy shit!
Oh, that's gonna be spikes. Oh no, you're good.
What?
I wasn't expecting to fly up like this.
Let's move on to Best Buy because Fringe has to leave after it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Got it. Let's talk about about Best Buy.
Sorry, Dad.
Shut up.
All right, so we had a report. This was from Digital Bits. I had not heard of them before this, but they put out a statement that they had multiple reports saying that Best Buy was going to be exiting the Blu-ray, DVD, basically physical media for movies, and that could happen as soon as Q1 2024. So we'd be 5 months away from that happening. And Best Buy did come back with a statement officially saying that, yeah, they're moving away from DVD and Blu-ray sales. I think they basically just said discs in general for movies, but they would continue to sell games at this time. And they did say that, to state the obvious, the way we watch movies and TV shows is much different today than it was decades ago. Making this change gives us more space and opportunity to bring customers new and innovative tech for them to explore, discover, and enjoy. Jordan, obviously a big proponent of physical media for movies, Blu-rays, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction, Jordan?
So, I mean, it's no secret. The writing's been on the walls for Best Buy in their physical media section.
How often do you go to Best Buy to get a movie?
Well, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
So, with all of it now, I just have anything Best Buy exclusive, right? So they have like a steelbook version of a movie or a special thing that's only to Best Buy. I just have it pre-ordered on their website, and the option, most times now, it doesn't even have the option for my area to be like pick up at store, because my store would just not get a bunch of the new stuff anyway. So it would just be shipped. So I haven't gone to the store in at least 4 years at this point near me, just because they all come through the mail now. But in general, they've been shrinking that section for so long. For over a decade now, that section has gotten smaller. It went from 7 rows of DVDs, Blu-rays, and music to, okay, the music's gone, it's just movies, to, okay, there's a very small selection, we're cutting this out, we're going to have a small standee here with just the new releases. It's constantly been shrinking. But at the same time, they have put more deals placed to have more exclusives. I know I don't want to get to all the boring world of that, but like, there's a bunch, almost every major film that comes out has some sort of Best Buy exclusive version. There's a steelbook there, or it'll have some sort of lenticular cover. There's always some sort of exclusive deal they're doing, and it drives the collectors or people who buy physical media to go and get it. And it's been working out great. And in fact, 2023 has been the best-selling physical copy year of all home media in the past decade. It has been on the rise with a lot more people. A lot of people have been more against streaming. There's been issues with certain streamers. A lot of people have just been investing and just purchasing something that they want, and a lot of this is because of special editions. Walmart has jumped heavily into it this year, more than they ever have in the past decade. And even look to Disney, who would start out their streaming service saying, hey, we're never going to put our stuff on physical media. If you want to watch all your Marvel and Star Wars shows, you have to watch them on there. That's it. Then they realize that, oh, we're having issues on the streamer. People are unsubscribing, this and that. Let's start releasing them on physical media this year and in special editions. And those special editions were with Best Buy, funny enough. So it's, I don't know. It's I feel like the writing's on the wall for them as a company not to do this, but I think right now is like the worst. If this was 2 years ago, I'd say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. This is like the worst time for physical media. There's not a lot going on. But like right now, while it's on an upswing, just kind of feels like, I don't know, like a really weird decision. But at the same time, they just gave themselves no reason for me to go to Best Buy. Like, great, that space is already so small they can put one extra refrigerator in that spot to sell, or a drone or something, whatever else they sell. That's all I went there for, and maybe the occasional game, but like most of those I just get from Amazon now. So
why do people what do people buy from Best Buy? Like TVs and appliances?
Appliances, yeah, like just general electronic things. They have a big push on like cell phone stuff. Like they'll do all like the
PC parts there too. They have a whole Mac section.
Sound systems as well as installation of home theaters. My cousin used to do that, driving people's houses, installed all that shit.
They sell appliances too, right? Like washers and dryers and stuff.
Yep. I swung by there to get a cooler for a PC MVG, like an all-in-one cooler, and there's not a lot of the place around here that you can really go out and do that. Like Micro Center's an hour away from me, so it's basically like got to go to Best Buy, and even their selection's not great. And their movie section, every time I'd go in there, it gets like, at one point it was multiple rows of movies, then it was like 2, now it's like 1. And I feel like the next time I go in there, it's gonna be like a little rack probably of like bargain bin stuff. I gotta also say, their game sections, but I've noticed that thing's been shrinking down a bit too. So I don't know if they're gonna like make any kind of announcement like this anytime soon, but something I'm noticing. It's not, you don't go in there and there's a big new release, they have all this cool marketing for it or anything. It's just kind of thrown on like a little center standy thing that they have, and half the time they don't even have it out. You got to ask them for it. So it does make me wonder about that as well. But I guess now, Jordan, it's what, Walmart or just Amazon or just online?
It's bye Best Buy. You know, that's what it is. I mean, I'm sure they'll survive on the other stuff they sell just fine.
I don't know, because we said that about Circuit City a long time ago.
I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe this is the right decision for them. Maybe they'll regret it and they'll go like, "Hey, never mind. We'll start selling stuff again." But
Circuit City was absolute trash. They were
it gives me no reason to go to Best Buy unless I end up, oh man, where do I go to look at washer and dryers? Oh, maybe I'll pop into Best Buy. I don't know. I have no reason to go anymore. So that sucks. It's just unfortunate. They used to be a big staple of getting some really cool editions and making some really cool deals with the movie companies.
It's kind of like how we saw the rental industry die off, and you think it's now bleeding over to just buying movies in general, because we're just
it was over the rise of streaming. The last decade was the death of physical media and the rise of streaming, and I think a lot of people are just sick of streamers, because it started off as this dream of like, whoa, no way, I could just watch all this, and now it's not promised. It's some would say crappy shows, like there's a lot of stuff that people aren't interested in spending their money on there. They rather just get exactly what they want, and they just go and buy it. And
Josie, do you remember?
It's good.
Do you remember any rental stores?
Yeah, we had one.
For movies?
Yeah, it was like a local one. I don't remember what it was called, but we used to use it a lot actually, because my town had such bad internet that even like when streaming services were coming up, I didn't
know if you had missed the Blockbuster experience.
I sort of did. I was like 5 and then they went out of business, but we had one that stayed for a long time in my hometown.
Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, those were the experiences. That was it there.
We got Red Boxes a lot, and Red Box is still sort of a thing, right?
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah. Yeah. But those were the days, the Blockbuster night. Yeah.
Yep.
Friday, whole weekend in front of you. You just mess up your game rental. But those are the good days. I actually had there's a video that popped up on YouTube. I need to go find it again, where somebody had footage from like, it had to have been 2003 or 2004 at a Blockbuster. And it was crazy. It was like super nostalgic. But because it's definitely shot on like one of those over the shoulder, like VHS cameras. And so it had like the lines going through it, and better days. Mm-hmm. I almost feel like Discovery was, it sounds weird to say, because with streaming, it'll literally just have like an algorithm that then suggests something to you that you should be interested in. I kind of feel like Discovery was maybe just more interesting back then when you'd walk through the store, look at the things on the wall, or somebody would tell you about it, like one of the people there, like ask suggestion, they'll give you some ideas. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's different times. Let me go back to.
I'm gonna dip out. I have to go, unfortunately.
Well, this is from Zoob, who says, "Reminder that Jordan represents me on this podcast." Thank you.
See you, Jordan.
My friend.
See you,
Jordan.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Alpha says, "Does anyone know of good Zelda likes / clones to fill the gap? The shift from classic Zelda to pursue the less interesting, overused open world formula."
So is he talking about classics? 'Cause Moonlighter's pretty good. Tunic's good.
What's that game with it's like a chick?
Blossom Tales.
Blossom Tales. Yeah, there's like two of them, right?
There's a second one now. Yeah, that's a great one. If you like older Zelda games, that one's awesome.
Oceanhorn 2 is pretty good.
Death's Door.
Oceanhorn 2. Okay, that's a good one. Death's Door. Yeah, there's still a lot of them out there.
Undermine is pretty good.
I have not heard of that one.
It's kind of like a roguelite in the same system. So think Dark Souls, but in the top-down Zelda style.
This Callan Shaw is actually asking a question for one of the topics I just had marked down anyway. This for Riccatella's out as Unity CEO. Thoughts, especially MBG. That's what they said.
Well, I mean,
CEO is out.
Riccatello made his move to try to get everyone on some type of install-based subscription model. It didn't pan out and basically lost the absolute trust of the game development community as a whole. So really, he had no choice but to step down.
It said he was retiring.
I mean, you can spin it however you want. I don't know if he was like fired or whatever, but
I think he was out. He got out of there. They said, "You got to go, buddy. You could tell him you retired. That's fine, or we're gonna." Because it was effective. MG was effective immediately. It's like you're out, immediate. It wasn't like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay on for a month or two or something." No, it's just you're out, immediate. It's like,
I mean, Unity got themselves in such a hole with the game development community, and this is, I mean, basically walking back their changes was kind of step one. Step two is getting rid of Riccatello. So they're trying to earn back the trust of, the game development community. So they're doing all the right things, but, people are still very skeptical and very still unsure, not trustworthy of Unity. But the moves that they have made since they've kind of walked everything back have been positive ones. So we'll see.
Wonder what the vibe is at GDC next time with Unity.
We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. This is from Dan, who says, "Can you see Xbox bring the leaked Series X Slim forward now? Sony announcing the revised PS5." Well, I think I wanted to say it was a little late, but Sony announced theirs. But no, I think there's a lot more to explain from Microsoft's side.
Yeah.
So I think that's still next year. Although, based on their leaked documents, we should be about 5 months off from that controller. I'm more excited for the controller.
I can see that.
Yeah. Let's see. This is X Trash lost to King Nintendo. Says, RGT, if you're the PlayStation Xbox King, shouldn't you use your Sega clout to get an early copy of Persona 3 Reload and get coverage before OJ, the Nintendo YouTuber, play as HS kid? There you go.
I don't want to play as a high school child. Thank you.
Well, you're gonna get the copy, right? You're the PlayStation Xbox YouTuber.
I mean, I can choose what games I want to play or not. Right now, I'm choosing to play a quality,
we're seeing
fun
this in person. Yes,
holiday platformer.
Sean playing through Persona, that would be interesting.
When are you playing that?
I'd rather play Grinch than fucking Persona.
That's because you have terrible taste. But
at least the Grinch is an adult.
He's a.
You don't know that.
Grinch?
Yeah, you don't know that.
Wait, what is he?
Because he's got his own house. What are you talking about?
How old is the Grinch?
Listen, guys. Persona award-winning franchise. You rather play a licensed Grinch game? I'm just listen to what I've been saying.
I have the age on the Grinch here. He was 8 when he went to Mount Crumpet, and he spent 53 years there. So at the time of the story, he is 61 years old.
That's just an old dude.
You know what? The older you are in a game, the better. If you're old, it's a good game. Even if the game sucks, like you guys are clearly saying, you're old. You're in your 60s. It must be good.
Hold on. I got more. Making him born in 1896 in the book, 1905 in the 1966 movie, 1939 in the 2000 movie, and 1957 in the 2018 movie.
Oh, that's some good Grinch.
You know what? I got more respect for the Grinch at 61 years old trying to ruin Christmas.
Yeah, look at me. Friggin' flying around, jumping on ledges and shit. Can't jump on a ledge in a Persona. You go to high school.
You actually
gossip about romance.
These animations are terrible.
No, it's my screen capture.
No, the animations are terrible. This game, you have no business talking about Persona not being good when you're playing this. I'm sorry, even as a joke. This is terrible. How could you do this? Yo, RGT audience, look at this. This man, Persona's gonna rate really well. Who's even playing this game? RGT's the only person.
Well, somebody's got to play it. How are you gonna know? How are people gonna know about it? Somebody's got to ruin Cindy Lou Who's birthday.
When you give it a 9 out of 10, I don't know if that's like the best knowledge.
How old is she? Because that's
well, no, she's a little kid.
61-year-old.
Yeah, no, it's all the Who's. It's all the Who's. She's just like the figurehead. What did this say?
The demagogue.
A lot of ambition on the Grinch's side at 61. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's fucking sick of this shit.
Why did he wait so long though?
Man, it takes time. You got to come up with a plan. You got to know when to execute.
Was his plan that good though?
Yeah, go in there, steal a bunch of shit.
I mean,
him and Max.
Just some light B&E.
Yeah. I tried to look up. There's no score. I tried to look up this. There's no scores.
Yep, I'm gonna be the first person to review it.
They're gonna see the RGT score on Metacritic.
He's gonna be the Metacritic score.
I am the Metacritic.
There's no scores. There's no scores. There's
I don't think they gave out any review.
There's no ratings either. There's no ratings. There's no reviews. There's no user reviews. There's no.
Well, somebody has to play it.
Hey, you know what game actually got a lot of? You know what game actually got a pretty good amount of views for the different reviews that went out? That Avatar game.
I saw people getting really good reviews saying that this game is so bad. Like, it's so terrible. Like, I saw people like just ripping it to shreds.
Wait, the Ubisoft game?
No.
Is that the one from Game Mill or something?
The dude who's got the shit on his forehead. The little 10-year-old kid or whatever he is.
I gotcha.
Josie's like trying hard not to
I was so excited for that game. I'm so upset.
This is from Yo Peeps. It says, I'm hoping third parties can find a way to hook up the detachable disk drive through USB on the original model. I would at least buy 2. Oh, for the digital edition. You think there's any security issues with that, MVG, with the peripheral?
I've thought about it, but I think, it's going to be just like a snap-on type add-on. So, I mean, look, there's always a weak point if you have a detachable drive. Maybe there's a way to put some type of, bus sniffer in the middle of it and
sniffer?
I knew Sean was about to say something.
To dump games.
No, what's the word? Seriously, like I don't know what you're saying.
Sniffer.
Bus sniffer, like a bus. Okay.
Yeah, not a butt, a bus.
CJ says that.
I don't think so, John. I mean,
okay.
Someone will try to hack it. I'm sure they will.
CJ says the PS2 always advertised verticals with no stand. There you go. Ruffle says, actually, yeah, their marketing is all about it being vertical, so that's a little interesting. Yeah, buy the stand separately. Ruffle says the new PS5 looks like a cheap Chinese knockoff. Zoop says, do you think Xbox and PlayStation will negotiate exclusives? For example, PlayStation is allowed to have the Elder Scrolls 6, but Xbox gets to remaster Shattered Dimensions.
There will there'll be no negotiations.
Yeah, I don't think any of that's going to go on. Also, like I said, I think Shattered Dimensions, they would have to deal with Marvel, which would then be Disney. Chrono says, love the videos. Keep up the good work, guys. Also, RGT and Spawn, what was better? WCW, NWO era, or WWE Attitude Era?
Ooh.
For me personally, I prefer the WCW era just because that's what I was watching. And I think the in-ring work, because you had like the luchadors and like the mid card and stuff who were like all really good wrestlers, whereas WWE or WWF at that time, it was definitely more testosterone story driven stuff. Like you would get good matches on the pay-per-views, but like the weekly shows, you'd get like a little 5-minute match, and that was it, and a schmoz ending. So just for me personally, I mean, they're both great. I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer. But I personally prefer the WCW era, but I also prefer the golden era of WWF to the Attitude Era, because that's what I grew up watching.
Okay. Nick asks, if you look at the top 50 best-selling games of all time, Nintendo has 25 exclusive games on the list that they have developed, published, while Xbox and Sony have one each. Why is there such a big gap? Because Xbox and Sony are a lot of third-party stuff with their first party, but Nintendo, it's all Nintendo mostly.
Nintendo's been around for a lot longer as well.
Yeah,
they have been. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff from the NES.
They had Tetris on the Game Boy. They had Mario on the NES. Oh, around a lot longer.
And also, like wide appeal. Like their games can appeal to like a lot of different types of like ages and range and stuff. So that helps. That helps sell.
They also included the sales of their pack-in games as part of like the overall sales with some of the stuff. So
like Wii Sports.
Yeah, like they
and like
Mario,
the original Mario. Yeah.
Nolan took off next weekend. First, I play Spider-Man 2, then Mario Wonder. I'm ready. Good stuff. Nobody says sad Forza was mid. Online is really good, but sadly, the single player is mediocre. Even worse than GT7. Not to mention the graphics are real hit or miss. Here's what I'll say about the graphics. And MVG was right because he mentioned this to me. I fired it up on my PC. This is a game where I noticed that it looks just better on PC than Xbox by like a wide margin. Like it is actually surprising.
Looks really good on PC.
Yeah, so that was something that was a little caught me off guard a bit. I don't know if they need spend more time on the Series X or what, but the game looks crazy on PC. So
I haven't played enough of it to really give an informed opinion. I've played about an hour and a bit of it, but so far it looks pretty good. It runs well. It's Forza, like I don't know what else to say. It's a really good game at the end of the day.
I mean, if you like track simulation racing, yeah, it's up there. It's good. But the only thing to me is like the car levels. Every time you get a new car, you have to level it up from the scratch. So I'm like,
one thing that's a little weird for me, John, and maybe you can tell me your experience, but like some of those penalties that they give you or they don't give you seem a little weird sometimes.
One time I just full on crashed into somebody and it's like, nope, no penalty. I'm like, I just ruined that person. Okay.
I completely T-boned another car and I got no penalty. And then all of a sudden I got a penalty for something that I didn't even do. Like I got off the track just a little bit and then like I got penalized for it. I was like,
yeah, habitual line stepper.
I'm gonna throw that chalk that up to my my inexperience with just simulation racing in general, like the sport and everything. I don't know, but the game looks good. Sean will play it someday.
I have it downloaded. I haven't had a chance.
He's
to play
the one of us that actually has the wheel.
Yeah, I'll play it this week sometime.
Okay.
I hopefully we'll have some.
I saw Colt Eastwood with his cockpit. You should get on that.
Setup. Yeah, Sean, what do you have? You have a nice setup, don't you, Sean?
Yeah, I got a little cockpit and attached the wheel to it.
Okay.
Saw some people had like a whole foot pedal and like it was like a whole car.
Yeah, I mean my cockpit, I bought a super cheap one, like pretty much the cheapest one. But I mean it works good. It's just like a racing seat and it's got a place for your wheel and your pedals.
Yeah, people put a lot of money into that. So that's one of the reasons I'm surprised GT7 still hasn't come to PC. That feels like that's an obvious candidate to jump, but still
because the modding community would make it really good. I don't want that. No, seriously.
I mean, you might be right because they're trying to lock that down with like the live service aspect.
Dude, I think you're absolutely right. And also, there's also the VR aspect of it, which Sony has to figure out for PC as well.
Right. They really do. I can't believe they need to figure that. Somebody actually is. I saw that online. Someone's actually working on that now. They have an adapter and everything they're figuring out for the PC VR too. So. Tijo says, so Sean, are there lives and superstars, and can you play the entire game without saving like in the classic games?
No. And no, I answered them. It auto saves.
Oh, Perfect says, to all the panelists, my question to you all, who's winning the gaming war, Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo?
Sega.
The answer is Apple.
They're all losing.
China.
Apple is the most gaming revenue, or say it's the gaming war.
I feel like it depends on who you ask.
Boys.
Everybody has.
What is the gaming war like? Who makes the most revenue? What's the gaming war?
Is the gaming war in the room with us now?
Yeah, like
show me on the doll
war?
where the gaming war touched you.
I don't know. They're all trying to do different things. You know, they're all like Microsoft's trying hard for subscription-based service revenue. Sony's still selling hardware, but also doing peripheral stuff and their own services. And Nintendo's all like hardware game sales and now movies, theme parks. So seems like they're all doing fairly well for what they're trying to do. So
I need the Santa hat.
X-Trash lost to King Nintendo. Dragon Ball's back. Oh, they're babies. You watch Spawn? Yeah, I'll watch the. I was hoping they would have something for Super or Tenkaichi 4, which they might not even call it Tenkaichi 4. But yeah, I saw the new anime that's coming next year, so I'll check it out.
Looks weird, but could be good.
I don't mind them doing like the Dragon Ball thing. I think that could be fun.
Kind of like GT, but they kind of like took the concept of GT and ran with it.
It's different. It's not what people were expecting, but I'm okay with that. Just curious. Bat says, I'm happy for Turok 3 Remastered coming out. Hoping Night Dive also does Rage Wars and Evolution. PS, MVG is the GOAT.
Those puzzles seem pretty hard, Sean.
He almost messed up one of the pieces. I watched him almost mess up one of the pieces.
Puzzles seem damn, dude. That's some quality puzzle gameplay, bro.
Now I've got the Grinch hat. Or the Santa hat. It's perfect.
That's some quality gameplay. I was like, damn, I mean,
nobody likes
hard about those puzzles, man. You gotta think hard about those.
They need to be easy. Nobody likes puzzles.
I bet.
Achievement.
It's the snowboarding level, I think.
Hey, MVG, you got to work on your Sean accent. We got to work on your Sean accent.
No.
You just yell a lot. TJ says, what are the chances that Insane and Reignited trilogies will get PS5 versions? Well, I don't know if they're going to prioritize that. Vanqui says, Dance Dance Revolution is better than Guitar Hero. I do like Dance Dance Revolution more.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think Dance Dance Revolution is incredible. It's just physically taxing, but it's really good.
Occasionally I'll look online to see if there's like, because you occasionally see those machines pop up on like eBay and stuff. Occasionally I'll look, and there's still stupid amounts of money.
Yeah, well, you do what my buddy did that I told him to do. You get a Raspberry Pi, put Stepmania on it, and then you just hook
the metal pads, can't you? I thought about that too. I'm like, I used to like DDR a lot back in the day. It was
just
fun.
Get the metal pads, get Stepmania, Raspberry Pi, hook it to a TV. You're good.
My friend actually got one of those those metal ones in college, and he had it in his room, and we would go in there and play. It was great. I really like DDR. It's just, once again, you got to do a lot to get everything going, but once you do, it's a lot of fun.
Christopher says, I spent more quarters and years of my life playing DDR. Quest for Best says, Guitar Hero 1 came out in November 2005. We came out in November 2006. That totally makes sense. Guitar Hero 2 and 3 were huge. OJ, you're younger than you think. Thanks, Quest. 3, I remember 2 was big. 3 was pretty big too, though. But 2 was like next level when that dropped.
2 was crazy. And then Rock Band. 2 and Rock Band were like, whoa.
Let's talk about Disney. So this was an interesting thing that came up. This is a report from Bloomberg, by the way, where apparently within Disney I think they said CEO deputies, which I assume are just executives on the board or what have you, people who advise them, are apparently pushing Bob Iger to make a serious acquisition in gaming, specifically a game publisher. Apparently, still Iger is said to be non-committal about the idea, and it's described here by Bloomberg as that's just kind of how Bob Iger is, I guess, all the time. EA was brought up, I guess, because of their close working relationship, but really the idea was, hey, go buy a game publisher and start developing your own games rather than license all of these out. And I guess from Disney's perspective, if they could pull that off, they'd have a lot to work with, but that means that they would go out and scoop up a pretty major part of the industry then for what would be an experiment, I would say, to start. Because if they don't want to do it, then, I mean, what do you do with EA or a WB Games or a Take-Two or something that you just picked up? You'd probably close them down or dissolve them or something. So I don't know. Does anyone actually expect Disney to make a move like this to buy a EA or I guess at Take-Two. I think WB Games makes more sense for them because WB Games doesn't have a lot of intellectual properties. That was brought up by Phil Spencer even in the email, but they have developers in the workforce that would then be able to create games with these intellectual properties from Disney.
No.
You don't think Disney's going to do anything? Just wake up in the morning and there's a press release that says Disney has acquired EA?
I think they would yet, but I think it makes sense down the road because Disney is like a company that's going to expand and expand forever. So it only makes sense that eventually they dive into the gaming industry, and they have all these IPs where it would work very well for them to do so. I think it's about finding the right company though, because as greedy as Disney is, they're also very particular. So I think they're really going to want a company that fits exactly what Disney's going to want to put in their games. And that might be harder to find than we are thinking.
I'll make the case for Disney buying EA, because if they buy EA, they would tell them to cut it out with the sports games. And that means we'd probably have the NFL license open up and someone else can try to make an NFL game. There you go. You can get something other than Madden every year.
Yeah, but I mean, would you though?
I mean, NFL's going to find somebody. Look what happened with FIFA. They cut out with EA, and now there's like, yeah, we're going to go develop it. Someone's going to do it.
I don't know.
Somewhere there's too much money there to not get. There's so much money there with those. I mean, look at Madden every year. People say it's terrible, and then it ends up being the top seller in the MPD that month.
Madden is terrible, and it already got discounted. But Madden is legitimately terrible every single year. Like, it's been terrible.
Yeah, it sells way more than it should. That's the whole thing. It's like people are just, really into football, and they want the latest Madden. So it can be terrible and people still buy it.
That's true, but I think, like I said, like Madden, I wish it was better. I used to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, I said it was better.
Am I about to beat this game?
What?
Spoilers.
How long is the?
Because now I'm in Whoville.
It's looked the same the whole time you've been playing. I didn't even know you beat a level or not, to be honest.
I was in the caves, and now I'm in Whoville.
Yeah, but then you have to steal Whoville stuff. You go to the top.
I think that's what I do in Whoville.
Yeah, but then you have to get to the top of the mountain. Then you have to save everything.
Okay. Maybe there's.
I know it's spoilers for the Grinch story, but
someone's gonna get mad in the comments.
Yeah.
I don't know. This just seems like they were pressing them to make some kind of move, acquisition, anything, and they just brought up EA because it's the first one that came to their mind. So
I feel
brain teasers, right?
I feel like we get a lot of information moving up to Disney acquiring any sort of big publisher too. There's always so many things that come out around when Disney's sort of making a big move like this, and they take forever. And that's coming from someone who worked for them. They take forever to move through anything. And so I think we'll probably know about this well in advance, and it'll be leaked if it does happen. But I think it's a good few years.
I wonder also on Disney's side, when you see something like a Knights of the Old Republic situation happen, I always wonder if they view that as it even damaging some of their branding with something like a Star Wars. All we were talking about was Star Wars getting canceled, the Star Wars game not living up to the expectations, and it was cut down. And it's almost like I will take matters in our own hands at this point because we can't trust all these studios that we license it to. Or maybe they just get more strict with their licensing. Maybe it would certainly shake up the industry if they did that. This is from Casual Noob Sean, who says you won't play Detective Pikachu Returns, but you play the Grinch.
Yes.
Detective Pikachu isn't terrible. It's not good, but it's not terrible.
It might be better than the Grinch, Sean.
No, it's $50. This was only $40.
It's a $10 difference.
For a game that you're getting very close to beating.
Welcome Christmas, bring your cheer. I can't hit those high notes.
Melon says, so now that Microsoft owns King, does that make Candy Crush the new 3D space pinball on Windows? I can't believe they haven't brought that to Xbox yet. That would be a Game Pass drop.
Candy Crush?
No, the 3D pinball from back in the day from Windows XP. I'd play that.
So if you're going to bring pinball back, bring back Epic Pinball. One that Epic brought out in the 90s. That was a good one.
I'd play 3D pinball. those are the good days. Dark Dream says many think the KOTOR remake is getting canceled, and little reason to believe it. Aspire struggled with it over a year ago, and I only hear Saber is just adding it to it and improving what Aspire had, and no redo. Who knows what happened to that thing? And even Sony's like, yeah, start pulling the stuff. I just assume it's not coming out, but who knows? The Uncharted Wolf said, would Matt Booty be able to handle all the ABK studios on his own? Would they hire someone else to co-lead Xbox Game Studios with him? Kind of feels like they need somebody else, right? Like that's a lot. Like there was a whole like diagram that someone posted up on Twitter. I think it was Cloverl, and it had a ridiculous amount of studios that Matt Booty would have to keep an eye on. I don't know. That seems like a lot. It seems like he's going to be traveling nonstop if that's the case. But I don't know. ABK, does that just... Do they find someone specifically just to run ABK because of something like Call of Duty? Like
I think they're going to have
somebody.
They're going to have a new lead, right? They're going to have a new like head of Activision Blizzard, right?
Because you feel like Call of Duty is big enough and how much goes into it that it would spiral out of control real bad if they miss a deadline for it, or like we would miss that yearly Call of Duty. It just feels like there's a lot that goes into that every year. So you would want somebody steering the ship specifically for that. And then we're not even talking about any other side projects they do, like a Spyro or anything there.
Well, I mean, I don't think Booty's going to be the one is taking ABK. I mean, I think, what is it, Mike Ybarra? He's the president of Blizzard right now, so they just need to get someone on the Activision side, I think.
Yeah, basically Bobby Kodak's out. Obviously, I mean he's selling. He's probably ready to leave anyway. And yep. And I guess I would assume somebody's going to basically take over for that. Yeah, maybe they move somebody up from within. So this is from Oh yeah, I guess that means technically Call of Duty when it comes out here soon, it's gonna be a Microsoft release then, huh? Gets counted under the Microsoft label.
Mm-hmm. You'll see that Microsoft logo at the start at some point.
Tijo says, in terms of anime Blu-rays, Sentai and Aniplex have their stores for their titles, but everything else, it's now either Crunchyroll store or Amazon. Sony is quietly cornering the market. Kevin says, I started buying physical a year ago, and it is a bit surprising. Like Jordan, I feel physical is on the rise, especially with how streaming is right now. Best Buy does exclusive releases. It's a little confusing. Casual Noob says, Forza always online. Does that affect resolution and FPS on the Series X and S? It's always online.
Shouldn't.
No?
It shouldn't.
No. And they could incorporate the power of the cloud. Make that run better. Look better.
Yep.
No? Okay, yeah, cool. All right, good. Minnesota says, are you guys ready for our all digital subscription based future where we pay $70 a month for Game Pass and PlayStation Plus? Gaming subs are looking more like cable packages every day.
Hell yeah. Can't wait.
Hey, been on that subscription service since
if we're paying $70 a month for a
Sega channel
service, I've long since checked out.
I mean, just for all of them then, right? You have Game Pass, then you have PlayStation Plus.
I've already, right? I don't even subscribe to those, so I'm good.
All right, you got those. And hey, maybe you want to get the Ubisoft Plus, right? That's one. Maybe you want GeForce Now.
No.
That's one. Game Tap. That was a good one.
It was a solid pick.
what was
On Live? On Live?
Yeah, On Live. Dude, On Live was decent though. I remember playing Batman Arkham City on $100 netbook that I bought from Walmart, and like it ran good on it. We had some decent internet at the house I lived in though.
Look at this Game Tap screenshot. My gosh.
Game Tap was the one that had built-in leaderboards for a lot of the games, right? Like you just play a game and it would show the leaderboards.
It was 2007, I think.
And they were the ones with the Psychonauts release, right?
Yes, that's where I remember playing. I remember Psychonauts popped up.
That was their big thing. You could play Psychonauts if you're on Game Tap.
Pandora Tomorrow is on there too. Splinter Cell, remember that? Game Tap, expand your playground. That was their catchphrase. Wow. The good days, I think. And then we have Dog who says, New Super Mario Bros. U plus New Super Mario over Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. Take that to the grave.
Yeah. That's a take.
3 and World. That's wow. I don't know about that one. I can't back you up there.
I don't know, man. I grew up with those games and I can't even back you up. So unfortunate.
Yeah, not over 3. Like I think New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe gets dookied on a lot. It's like there's some good stuff in the game, but it's kind of just like we're tired of that, like that style. But it ain't better than 3.
Yeah, 3 and World are like legendary titles.
Yeah, it ain't better than 3 and World, but yeah.
JL says, just thought I'd mention, I noticed that the N64 NSO controller was finally back in stock in the US Nintendo Web Store when I checked last night. I can't believe those things still sell out like they do. That's still weird.
Still don't have one. I may check and see if they have
one. You don't?
Nope.
Oh, you need to get one of those. I guess technically if you want to do 4 people, you need 4 of them. So I just keep selling them to the same people. This is from Minnesota. Says Disney owns ESPN. No way they'd make EA quit sports games. Sure, I guess they could do ESPN tie-overs with it then as well. Alpha says MVG Spawn, of good GBA SP cartridge cleaners. It's surprisingly vague to find good ones because the scene is vague.
Cartridge cleaner. That's your area, John. I don't know anything.
For the the cartridge itself or the cartridge slot, because the cartridge itself, I would actually invest in this is for Game Boy Advance. I would invest in a Tri-Wing driver and I would just open it because it's very easy to do, right? You take the one screw out and then you can get to the pins really well and just clean them up. You can use some rubbing alcohol. Some people use an eraser, but really just got to get any kind of just junk that's on there, dirt, build up, just clean it off and you should be fine. Unless it's like water damaged or eaten away or something by just time. You should be okay doing that. Boot says, agree that Forza Motorsport online penalty system isn't set up well yet. I had many examples of missed penalties in my online races so far.
Thank you. See, I'm not crazy.
RDX says, with the new PS5 digital being $450, what's everyone think the Pro going to be? I think Sean might be on something. $550 to $600 though is where I'm going to place my bet.
600.
Austin says, has any of you gone back to Halo Infinite? I recently went back to it and had a lot more fun than before. Yes, Halo Infinite is a lot better, but no one believes me.
I'm going to jump back on there, John.
Good. You should.
I want to check it out.
I never deleted it. I held out hope.
I never deleted it.
I played it again the other day. Yes, and it is better. But I think they just did it. Their new season actually is next week. So I'll be playing that.
And firefights in there now or something?
Yes, yeah, firefight now. Yeah, so there's a lot going on in there. I'll give them that. They're trying to make the comeback. Making the comeback. Sean, you doing the after show tonight?
Yeah, I'll do it for a little bit.
Okay, cool. Let me just double check. We're gonna go around here. I also want to double check Streamlabs to make sure I didn't miss anyone there. Let me go to Josie. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Josie Will on YouTube. I make Nintendo Switch related content. It's so great. And we hit 9K subscribers, which is awesome. We are chugging along. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
9K. You're on the road to 10,000 subscribers now.
Yeah.
Wow. OJ saying stuff. He's probably, I'm assuming he's congratulating you with.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was saying that you're going to hit 10K before the end of the year, easy, no problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, no problem, you're gonna do it. Bam, definitely happening.
Yep. Good stuff. Yeah, check out Josie. Just trying to get to 10,000 subscribers for the end of the year. You should tell people that in your video. 10,000 subscribers for the end of the year. Joshua Butts does say it feels like Sony made the PS5 physically bigger than needed, knowing they would release a significantly smaller slim model a few years later, prompting people to buy the slim to replace the original just so they could have the better sized console. I think, Joshua, they over-engineered the original PlayStation 5. They boosted clock speeds like crazy, and they used liquid metal and these massive heat sinks, and they just kind of shrunk it over time. And I think now's the time to make the move to it actually being smaller internally. Go ahead, MG.
I was just going to agree with you. Like, the motherboard is obviously, you've seen it, John. Obviously, you've taken one apart, but it seems like they spaced out everything so they could keep the heat, at some type of decent level.
And I think their experience with that PS4 Pro, I'm sure MG knows temperatures on those things. The thing was trying to take off half the time.
So I think, it's just a natural iteration of the hardware. They've managed to cool it down. They managed to make it more power efficient.
Efficient
as well. So yeah, it's just a natural kind of iteration.
MG, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Modern Vintage Gamer. I have a video out on Monday, and Nate and I will have an episode out next week. So check out his channel as well.
Good stuff. OJ, where can I find you?
Yeah, find me right here on YouTube, Player Essence. I cover RPG and Nintendo stuff. Got some cool videos coming up next week because of Sonic and Mario and all sorts of cool stuff happening. So check out the channel. Thanks for having me on. I won't be able to be on the after show just because I have family here. That's why I've been muting my mic because my nephew's going insane in the background. So, but yes, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
And what about Evan?
Oh, you can find me on YouTube at Kimmerix Project. I'm starting to stream here. Actually, the people watching taught me one of the game modes I was looking into. But yeah, we got some projects to work on. Hopefully, we can get some more videos out. I should have a video hopefully tomorrow, since they did announce the first drop of season 3 of Kill Team. So I'll try to go over that.
Good stuff. All right, cool. And then Sean.
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy. I've got some big reviews coming up this week. It's going to be some really good stuff.
What you didn't do the whole dream? Okay.
Yeah, I'm having computer issues right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
The Grinch was too much for it.
No, yeah, my computer's fucking up.
Your computer's like, why'd you do this to me?
Well, Sean's gonna do the after show, I guess, over there.
Maybe.
So we'll see how this goes. So stay tuned. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. A lot of fun. Hey, next weekend, we're Mario Wonder, Spider-Man 2. Who knows what else happens this week? So a lot of stuff coming up, but should be fun. We'll see you guys then.